Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to talk about, this is my first sub battle. I was playing for the Degens against the Wholesome. This was in Lefongs Dream. Just thought, because I'm a sub there as well, just thought I'd have a bit of fun and tried to represent the Degens. I mean, the first three actually lost against the Wholesome, so we've got to try and, I just had to try and, win one. Anyway, been getting a lot of luck here, putting the knight out. Trying to think about putting the e5 out. This was a bit of flexibility as well. And generally, if your opponent gives you the center, you generally want to take it straight away. So I guess I could have went here immediately. Okay, so I'm starting to like this system. Just trying to get the knight out, the bishop out, the pawn. Not exactly sure what this one's called. But I sent to, someone said I think it was the Ponziani, but I think that's when you push for f6 here. He's going in for like a King's Indian as attack. He's castling, just doing simple development moves here, castling here. He's trying to bust open the center here, but the thing is, we control this, so we're not. So this is when we're not really scared of this pawn break at all, because we already control this square, and this e8's already going to come in soon. So I don't think this pawn break's justified for white. We can actually push through. I mean, we could have actually taken here. Could have taken back. I think that really does help him. But this way we get a bit more space as well. Start controlling some of these dark squares. He develops with the knight. We push back. We enter in with the bishop. So thinking about just trying to link up the rooks here. This is what we do in the opening. Try to get king safety, rooks together. Generally you want to probably put your queen up forward as well in the 7th rank somewhere. Trading everywhere. He's now up a pawn, so just going back here just to see. I mean, I guess the move is here. This is probably what I should have done. And defending this. He takes. So we lose a pawn. But now we start pushing our queen up forward. I mean, this was probably the move. E8 was probably the move before defending that pawn. We didn't have to lose a pawn, but we'll just see. He pushes forward here. This is a huge worry. He's trying to open up the F file, but you got to think about what's actually staring down this diagonal. Not a very great idea. When they usually say opponents, normally people say never play F3 or F6 or stuff like this. There's reasons why, and it opens up the diagonal. And I was pointing at the king. He's thinking about pushing back my bishop. I'm just going to push back here anyway. His bishop is a little bit dud now. He could probably still go here. Fighting for the center here. This is just a pure battle. At this stage, I was thinking about trying to make sure this knight couldn't do any damage like any forks. I was really keeping an eye on this. So a lot of my videos really early on the piece, I was always highlighting where these knights could go. And this is how I got better at just working out these forks. Sometimes I still fall for them though. Yeah, just falling back. This was his plan, and just to get some more space here. Now, we're tied down here, and if he ever goes here, this would be a really huge blunder, because we could always take into check, and it's a discovery, and then we take the bishop. So, he can't really play this move, even if he wants to. And now we're pushing here, trying to open up this side of the board. This is hanging as well, so when you're looking at pieces in this stage of the game and you don't know what to do, always look at the loose pieces as well. And this is a loose piece. Generally, backward pawns as well can be easy to target as well. And that's why you see a lot of GMs or higher rated, you'll see them all of it, like as soon as they see a weak pawn, they just mount on it, they just attack. And then the opponent's pieces will have to generally just use his resources to defend that pawn until someone breaks. Okay, so he's taking the pawn. We could take here, but this is the fact of whoever trades these rooks wins the A file. So we didn't take, so it's discontested. We just leave it. We don't need to take. And he also understands that too, so he doesn't take. So it's just a normal standoff. Okay, got to be careful of this move. That's what I do have to be careful of, because this will be a fork. And that's what I do. I move, and I move forward. So I'm trying to get to this square at this stage, thinking this is going to be very dangerous. Even removing the bishop defender of the king Definitely a big plus. And also, if we go here and he does take this knight, we can probably take here. And this bishop is still defending, and it's just a monster. And if this pawn ever comes here and you still at this discovery, oh man, it's game over. Because it'll be a check and you can't defend against that. And we just took the bishop because it was just weakening this side up the board. As you can see, his king side is totally open. Well, not totally open, but totally it's starting to get undefended. But we've got to be careful here as well. So now I was thinking about trying to open up the board here. But this is the time where I've decided I'm either going to play a slow game, possibly lose, or I'm probably actually winning here. I haven't really fired up the computer. I haven't really fired up Stockfish to say who was better, but I think I was slightly better in this stage. Even though I was down a pawn. Just a simple retreat move. We can still do this. It's the power of bishops. They can still do the same thing up here and down here as well. They're still pointing towards here. I guess the only difference is they can control these squares as well. Okay, so we just a simple retreat. And now he's starting to eye down this, so this is not too bad of an idea that he's getting going. I've got to be careful. I've got him on time limit now. And just trying to move his knight away. And when he moves, you've got to make sure he doesn't have any of these squares that can really cause damage. So when he goes back here, that's a bonus for me, and I'm just getting back my space again. And now, yeah, we're starting to attack here now, and we've got a strong attack. Okay, so he has to respond to this because once he goes in the center, not sure what else we can do. We're just prodding here though. We definitely, ideas of a bishop here, but we've probably trapped the king, so we probably couldn't. Probably go here and just go back. And this was a strange move. I wasn't sure. It was sort of like you're going to force me to make moves and attack my pieces. I'm going to attack yours as well. So this is a very dynamic space. Yeah, very dynamic game at the moment. We've got space here trying to attack his pieces. At the same time, he could probably win this pawn as well. So I actually didn't want to lose that pawn. But the problem is when he goes here, he actually gives away this square again and starts opening up. Well, not again. He starts opening up this diagonal to his king almost. So, all of a sudden this looks pretty scary for white just opening up with the pawns. And it's going to be hard for white to ever break through here unless I blunder pretty hard, which I can do because I'm not that high rated. And this is the moment where it's do or die. I'm going to say I'm going to make this guy. I'm going to go in for the attack, and that's it. I'm either going to win really good here, or I'm going to lose really bad. Because my king this is probably what you don't do. He's probably just weaken everything up. More importantly, make sure we defend the pawn just in case anything happens along here, because this bishop's a monster. This is probably the worst thing, and it's probably a blunder to do this move. So push forward. He takes with the pawn. The funny thing about these pawns are he can't attack these pawns and move in the position, so it's not that dangerous. I mean, it is dangerous in the sense that he does control his squares. He's coming in, but he can't get to this square at the moment, so it's not an immediate threat. And I've got more immediate dangers coming in for him, I think, at this stage. Okay, he goes in for the check here, and we can just take, simply. Takes back. And now he opens up another thing, so as you can see, his king's now exposed. Our king, funny enough, we've only got 2 pawns in front of it, but now his pawns are in front as well, linked up. But it means that he can't attack these squares on me as well. And then we move up forward and defending both of these. Just going in. He goes to attack. This is probably one of the most important parts of the time of this game. And I think we just retreat actually. Oh, we actually just take the pawn. We can take the pawn here as well. But yeah, now we got this again. I think whoever takes again gets the e-fop, which he doesn't take again. So he's very strict with this. We can throw in checks now. Trying to lure the king away to stop probably defending against the rook, I guess. Once he takes there, we could, once he moves out this way, if we ever take. These squares are very weak now. Okay, we move our pawn. And not sure why I did this move. Oh yeah, I did know. I went here because I wanted to attack this square because I saw this. So the queen and the king, something I've been looking out for now, is definitely the queen and the king on the same diagonals of files next to each other, or yeah, you can see through. And this is like the next part of the game. So he takes here, he actually ignores this threat. Okay, so we actually go here. He does have better here, I think. What does he have though? I had a feeling if he could. I actually thought afterwards in the game, I thought if he could go here, he could check me. But the king is actually on a different file, so he doesn't have that. Okay, so he's got this, just trying to distract me from taking his queen. Oh, we just run back now. This is pretty scary. But at the same time, we're protecting this pretty well. Also, the queen is defending this. There's no risk here at the moment for any of this. I mean, this could actually fall, so that is a concern. And now he's trading, but we didn't get. He can't get the check in. If he could get the check in, then this is pretty bad for us. I mean, he could take here and then defend this, I guess, because we'll have to waste a move by running the king away, and then he can take here and then here. So yeah, we get the check. We take his queen, and having his king so empty and hard, like so empty and open, it's just so easy to attack him now. And our king's very hard to get attacked, especially with his two pieces here. The only thing that I'll have to be careful of here is he could possibly promote one of these pawns, and then that'll be dire straits for me. So if he goes here, this is pretty dangerous now. So this is when I thought I've got to be. This is when you do your puzzles and you've got to find the most forceful moves. The best thing about this move, it's pinning the rook. Also, this is hanging as well. So then we can take the rook. And this is just cleaning up now. And even if he does go here, we can take here. And also we can take the pawn if we need to. Okay, so he pushes forward. This is just desperation to try and get my queen to go and then open this up, which is possible. A lot of people might fall for this. But we're just going for the mate. We don't even care about the pawn. Okay, and he runs back. He can't go anywhere else apart from the first ring. And that's what you want to do. You want to trap the king. Remove those retreating squares if possible. And we just take the free rook. He runs back and there's mate and one. And that was the end of the game. Hopefully you enjoyed the game. This was the first sub battle I ever played with in Lefongs stream. And totally enjoyed it. It was a great time. And yeah, definitely check out those guys as well. Alright. Thank you for watching and I'll see you later in the 7 p.m. Monday Australian Eastern Standard Time. Thanks guys. Bye.